Well, why not a bit of intro music of some sort as we've shifted our workspace again. So here we are in hard lockdown. Melbourne, Victoria, stage 4 restrictions, and that means we are allowed outside 1 hour per day, and we have a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So that's for the next 6 weeks. We're 1 week in, and try and find a way different to re-energise the situation. The bedroom, 2 boys, Ethan and Finn, sleep in here, and in our modified environment right now. We'll do a tour at some stage later on of what the rostified control room now looks like. However, momentum 7, week 32. We're still rocking. Okay, so number 1 this week, Netball Queensland. It started, working our way through. Had a few minor complications, hiccups. That's okay, that's fine. Got on top of it and handling it. Yet a very good client of profile and importance to have working with us at this time of the year. Number 2 is I suppose what's coming out of the involvement with AMSI from an industry group, and so far 75 leads have emerged from those discussions that need to be qualified and worked through. So we're starting to see some real benefit of extending ourselves and being involved with industry groups to increase Rostify's awareness across the community. Number 3 this week, momentum a little bit different because there was some good and then some, we had to sort of take a back seat and look at things again. So firstly, the good, we did sign the contract for the Women's World Cup cricket event in New Zealand in March 2021. And then the pause on the weekend, the ICC announced that the event's going to be postponed for a 12-month period. What that means for us, obviously it's not going to be needed to be delivered, but extends our pipeline deeper into the future. Impact financially, we'll work that at the moment. The second thing from a different momentum perspective was the Rugby League World Cup tender, where we found that we weren't the preferred option. In the end, we weren't selected. And despite having a relatively high level of confidence, and we felt a very strong case put forward with Credit Solutions. In the end, Rob Borthwick from RLWC gave us a great hearing as a post-decision debrief. And the situation they were in was that they actually end up having 2 options of prices that were far different than anybody else. We weren't one of those 2, and it put them into a unique sort of bargaining position, and that's where price became a factor in this situation. So that one's gone for now. That's okay. We live and learn from the experience, and we move on. 4 this week is Ironman goes live on R2, so great experience for us to see how it all starts to pan out and work closely with a very, very major important client of ours. So keeping our eyes closely trained on how that situation unfolds. Number 5, a bit of a Hail Mary shot at the moment, but there's with the IPL event being shifted into the UAE for 2020 from September to November, we put together a pitch to the BCCI and the United Arab Emirates Cricket Board directly, and that's in motion now. There may be something come out of it for us, uncertain. It's about getting ourselves known in that sort of space. Number 6 this week is Chris Haynes is starting the gap analysis for ISO 27001 audit. Our plan to start that in September, so we're getting that in motion. Number 7, just wanted to look, thanks for the toggle content. Very grateful for what's got in there so far. It does help sort of align the knowledge of our effort and our activity against our values and our leadership standards by being, understand that we're accountable, understand we need to help each other and share responsibility. So it's important we do keep as close as accurate as possible. We're trying to measure 80% of our time overall and understand where it is. There's been upgrading to the policy element around that, and a process which will come out shortly to sort of tighten the filters around that as far as what we're allocating our effort into, and that'll keep building up, and we'll have a clean look at that from September. And that's 7, but number 8 this week, I'll throw an extra one in, was that thanks to the Melbourne team, allowed us to record the weekly Zoom that we have on a Wednesday, which is about sharing what sort of projects we're working on or where things are at, or bring something new to the table from a visual perspective. So it's an extension. It's our main meeting each week in Melbourne. We recorded it last week, have shared it across the group. So thanks for that happening. Hopefully it brings a better insight into activities. With that, thanks for having me. Number 32, and we'll see you next week from lockdown.